I'll walk back throughout my next beats today. We're back with Onigokko. I've started this part very late for some reason. I don't fucking know why myself. Anyways, it's just getting into it. We later took out our lunches and started eating. Kana had made lunch for me, but there was no way a clumsy girl like her could prepare something so adeptly.
ほれ、弁当じゃ。受け取るがよい。
Suzuka handed me a lunchbox containing grilled salmon, an omelet, and rice balls topped with sesame seeds and salt. It was a pretty standard lineup, but it was beautifully arranged. You surprised me. Did Kana make
いや、
this?
違う。これはそのわらわが作ったのじゃ。ありがたく食べるがよい。
You did. Another rarity for sure. Reminded me, Suzuka had made salty rice balls for me before, hadn't she? Like Kana, she also seemed able to control her strength. Anyhow, thanks, I appreciate it. Bit into the rice balls with the omelet on the inside. Apparently had kumbu inside. On the side, not on the inside. Omelet on the side. I mean, it did have kumbu on the inside. Yeah, it tastes great. Ordinary rice balls, but they taste special knowing that you made them for me, Suzuka.
馬鹿げたことを申してない。じゃが、そうか。うまいか。
I really want Akari to just sit next to them like, what the fuck? Why is she acting like that? Oh, what a nice smile. Just like I thought, you're cuter when you smile. Oh, Suzuka was being awfully bashful today. Yeah, Suzuka was pretty cute when she acted like this. And that's not it. Kana, I love you too, okay? Don't get the wrong idea.
何、一人で慌ててるの？
Nah, it's nothing.
おかしなやつじゃな。
Suzuka laughed at me. At least she was having fun, so I guess it was okay.
ねえ、ちょっと。
While I was eating my rice ball, Akari tugged my sleeve from the seat beside me and whispered quietly to me.
なんだか鈴鹿、最近妙に丸くなったわね。何かあったの？
Well, something definitely did, yeah.
どういう意味？
Nothing! We've just been getting along better, thanks to Kana.
そっか。
What's up, something bothering you?
私、鈴鹿と話す機会って少ないから、こうやって笑顔を浮かべる鈴鹿を見るの初めてで、土蜘相手に暴れ回ったっていう言い伝えもあるから、鈴鹿ってもっと怖い人かと思ったんだけど。
Yeah, of course she is. She's crazy strong, but she's a normal girl to her core. She would smile and get upset like any average person. Oh, yeah, I kind of mentioned that too, that she wanted everyone to get to know the real Suzuka better.
そっか。カナが。
That Akari gazed at the side of Suzuka's face and giggled.
そうね。私も認識を改めなきゃ。カナにも伝えておいて。私も鈴鹿と友達になりたいって。
Yeah, I'm sure she'd be happy to hear it. She wanted to be friends, huh? Yeah, I was ecstatic to hear that. I wanted to make Kana and Suzuka happy, so I wanted everyone else to get along with Suzuka. I wanted them all to accept her. Otherwise, I knew there was likely no making Suzuka happy in the truest sense.
どうしたケイスケ？ほれ、遠慮せずもっと食え。
There's a pretty special occasion, so so would you feed me then? Like Kana does for me.
してほしいなら3遍回ってワンと吠えよ。そしたら特別に食わせてやってもよいぞ。
Yep, yours is go right. You and Kana are like night and day, but that side of you is really cute too.
あらあら、鈴鹿さん、お顔真っ赤ですよ。照れちゃいました？バカを言うでない。誰も照れてなどおらぬ。これは病じゃ。ああ、わかった。それって恋の病ってやつですね。鈴鹿さん、ベタベタだな。なんじゃと？年上をからかうものではないぞ。ヒギーと言わせてやろうか。ヒギー
That was fast. Our lunchtime was brimming with warm laughter from beginning to end. The way things were going, everyone would surely accept her. At least that was what I believed. Yep, I still bet that conflict is going to be something to the idea of Suzuka being in control too often is weakening her body too much. I'm paranoid. This voice. Kinda had you come to wake me up again.
ようやく起きたか。ほれ、さっさと身支度をせ。布団を干してしまうからな。
I forgot to say that sleepy. Sure. It feels out of place. A maid outfit. Well, I was used to that by now, but some seem different from usual.
なんじゃ？わらわの顔に何かついておるか？
Ah, that phrasing, you're Shizuka.
さよう。驚いたか？
Yeah, you could say that. Wouldn't have expected you to come wake me up. First, Shizuka seemed like the type to try and kick me out of bed. Having her wake me up, especially in such a kind manner, was quite unexpected. Not to mention, you willingly put on the maid outfit. Looks like you get what I'm into, too.
いつもカナが楽しそうに着ておるから、わらわも試してみたのじゃ。
And what do you think of it?
股がスースーして頼りない感じじゃが、これはこれで悪くないかの？
Oh, you're not wearing panties again. Huh? Groin is airy? Did you mean because she was wearing a skirt? Her uniform should be similar. Don't tell me you went to traditional Japanese clothing or out and aren't wearing panties.
さーて、それはどうじゃろうな。確かめてみるか？
I'd love to! Wait, I'd feel bad for Kana if I made a move on you without getting her permission. What's up?
ケイスケ、そのことなのじゃが。
Could it be at this hour? Oh, wait, maybe.
待っておれ、わらわが出よう。
Suzuka cut our conversation short and headed for the front door in a rush. On a closer look, noticed rice balls in the kitchen. She got breakfast ready for me. So it wasn't like Suzuka. What was with this turn of events? Was retaining me hand and foot because she was a maid.
お主は
やはりここにいたんだね。かな、いや、鈴鹿様。
Kichi, why are you here?
昨日からカナの姿が見えないから、もしやと思って訪ねてきたんだよ。朝早くに悪いね。
That's fine and all, but Kana's been coming by for a while now. What's with the sudden change?
少し気になることがあってね。
That said, Komakichi slowly removed his mascot outfit.
この顔に戻るのも久しぶりだね。
Weird. Huh? Komakichi took his costume off? For that matter, why are you so hot? Give him back! Give my Komakichi back!
返すも何も、僕は僕だよ。そう、君だけの熊吉だ。
Gross! On second thought, no need to give him back. You're not mine. These snappy comebacks. Guess he really was Komakichi in the flesh. Who could have guessed that there'd be such a handsome guy underneath? Now that I got a good look at him, he did seem to resemble Kana somewhat.
鈴鹿様、僕が面を取った理由、分かっていますよね。
お主は反対というわけか。
そういうことです。
それが普通の反応じゃな。明かりたちがずれておるだけじゃ。
Hey, you two, what in the world are you talking about?
熊の坊主はわらわとお主の仲を反対しておるのじゃよ。わらわの前で面を取ったのが何よりの証じゃ。
その通り。熊の面は忍者たちが覆面をしているのと同じ意味がある。己を捨て坂上家に、いや鈴鹿様に忠誠を誓うことの証。それを取るということはつまり鈴鹿様に反旗を翻すということだ。僕はカナのために生きる。僕はあなたとケイスケの仲を認めない。幸せになるべきなのはカナであってあなたではないんだ。
Komakichi, what the hell are you saying? Why are you fine with Kana but won't acknowledge Suzuka? She's basically family to you too, isn't she? Wish for happiness together.
家族。
Komakichi let out a quiet sigh and calmly gazed at Suzuka.
残念だけど僕はカナほど鈴鹿様を信じきれてない。カナを利用してケイスケに愛を求める、そんなことをしてる限りはね。
Hey, knock it off already. Even if it's you, I still get mad.
確かにちょっと言い過ぎました。申し訳ありません、鈴鹿様。
I really like the thought that, like, Kumakichi says that, and he just like casually, without having a single care in the world, without caring if he's found out, just like lifts up his bed, just grabs the fucking Oni baton. I motherfucker, get ready to get a shock. Like, is that Ura's weapon? Yeah, it is. You got a fucking problem with that?
ですが、僕は認めません。あなたは鈴鹿様であって、彼女じゃない。僕の愛する妹は。
With that final comment, Kumakichi quietly left the doorway. All that remained in his wake was Suzuka, silently hanging her head, frozen stiff, and me gazing at her.
吉の言うことはもっともじゃ。わらわは所詮過去の人間。こうしてここにいること自体が奇跡のようなもの。やはり、わらわはこの。
Idiot, that's not true. As Suzuka drooped her shoulders feebly, I pulled her into a tight embrace. You're my woman too, I'm not letting you go anywhere.
ケイスケ、すまぬな。こんな弱気なわらわは、わらわではないな。
Suzuka dependently buried her face into my chest. I gave her a gentle pet.
いい気持ちじゃ。本にお主はあったかい。いつまでも甘えたくなる。
Redhead, I'll spoil you forever. What is it?
いや、なんでもない。それなら、もう少し強く抱きしめてくれるか。壊れるくらい。
Got it.
ケイスケ。
Suzuka closed with all my strength, just as she requested. I buried my face into her hair, firmly embraced both her shoulders and my hands, and felt her warmth skin to skin. When I did, Suzuka held me in her arms with ever more strength. Of course, he did so weakly enough not to hurt me. Feeling that was Suzuka's little way of showing her consideration, not just my body, but my heart too, filled with tender warmth.
浦部、俺の授業はそんなにつまらないか。
Ah! Oh. Was it being subjected to a close-up of Tamahiko's terrifying... Why was it being subjected to a close-up of Tamahiko's face, a terrifying face all of a sudden?
Baka.
With a panicked look at my surroundings, found that I was apparently in the middle of class. Sakura was even staring at me with an exasperated look on her face. Crap, I must have gotten so lost in thought that I accidentally fell asleep. Incidentally, Kumakichi was nowhere to be found. I wondered if maybe he was avoiding facing Kana and Suzuka after this morning's incident.
お前は毎度毎度いい度胸だな。通知表。
I'm sorry. After that lecture from Tamahiko, I at least tried to pretend to be a diligent student and focus on the blackboard with a mechanical pencil in hand. It was no small wonder, though, that I couldn't pay attention to the lesson. Not a word made it to my ears. Instead, this morning's conversation with Suzuka and Kumakichi echoed in my ears instead.
ですが、僕は認めません。あなたは鈴鹿様であって、彼じゃない。僕の愛する妹は、ただ一人だけですから。
Suzuka, not Kana. Huh. Suzuka touched the parasite that possessed Kana's body as far as Kumakichi was concerned. Hold on. The avatar of an Oni running amok using his precious sister's body was not all he could consider her as. I wish Kumakichi would accept Suzuka too. Is there some good way of accomplishing that? Looks like I fell back asleep when I was thinking that over. Mental labor wasn't in my nature. It would probably be better to ask him directly than to think about this by myself. Luckily, Suzuka had been coming to the surface a lot lately, so I was sure she would talk it through with me. Huh? Suzuka was coming to the surface a lot lately. It was true, but it was just an uneasy feeling. But the same way this morning, but when I looked at Kana, Suzuka right now, I couldn't shake this anxiety. For starters, was she Kana right now? Or was she Suzuka? was it Kana?
なんだ、坂上も居眠りか。本当にお前ら。
Kana must have been half asleep and startled. She suddenly bolted her feet, sending the chair screeching behind her. Looks like she had been snoozing like I had.
ほら、いいから席に座れ。
そんな、これでは、このままでは。
Okay.
どうした？俺の声が聞こえないのか？
すまぬ。
Since his warning, Kana blushed brightly. Actually, she turned pale for some reason and took her seat. Could it be? Was she not feeling well? She had gone to the nurse's office yesterday and all, which reminded me Kana had been nodding off for a while now. When she said switching to Suzuka brutally exhausted her stamina, so she ended up falling asleep without meaning to. That means she was still tired, even though she wasn't really using her strength.
命拾いしたな。授業はここまでだ。
Akari let the end of class bow, so Sensei left the classroom in a hurry. After making sure she was gone, we all laughed and gathered around Kana's seat.
危なかったわね。
Yeah, she nearly had to sit through another lecture.
あなたは手遅れだったけどね。ダメよ。ちゃんと授業受けないと、通知表の前にテストで赤点取っちゃうんだから。
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
どうしたのかな？さっきから黙って。まだ寝ぼけてるの？あかり。その目。あなた、鈴鹿
Kana looked up as Akari spoke to her, and her eyes were golden. His eyes were trembling, almost like they were terrified of something.
圭介、あかり、わらわは。
Suzuka, hey, hang in there! All of a sudden, Suzuka fell to her knees on the spot and collapsed on the floor. I held her in my arms, and she fell unconscious. Why had she fainted?
圭介、急いで保健室。
Yeah.
なら、僕もついていこう。
That Komakichi!
あなた、その顔。
That moment, Komakichi appeared in the classroom without his bear mask. His timing truly was too perfect. And we've been spying on her all this whole time.
うちの忍者に命令して、カナを、いや、鈴鹿様を見張らせていた。
どうしてそんなことを？
それは。
I'm guessing it's connected to the fact Suzuka's been on the surface almost constantly lately.
気がついていたのか。
Yeah, I'm always with her, so there's no way I wouldn't.
そうだね。でも、どうせなら、もっと早く気づいてほしかった。場所を変えよう。ここはまずい。クラスメートの目もあるからね。
With that, I stared down at Suzuka in my arms. Her eyes were partially opened and looked quite gentle, yet somewhat sad. Akari and I followed Komakichi to the committee room. On our arrival, we discovered Aoi, Otome, and even Tamahiko were
熊
present.
吉さん、クーちゃんは。
クレハ君には、保健室で眠っているカナの、いや、鈴鹿様の護衛と監視を任せている。何かあれば、すぐに連絡が来るだろう。
そうですか。
Suzuka was brought to the infirmary after what happened to the classroom. In the classroom. She was diagnosed with a mild case of vertigo, but okay, the Komakichi, would you mind explaining what the hell's going on?
そうだね。でも、まず何から話せばいいか。
Put a hand to his jaw and thought it over for over a minute, then slowly began to explain. In the battle with Tsuchigumo 1,800 years ago, Suzuka nearly lost her life and split her soul from her flesh using the mystic treasure, the golden battle axe. Next, she transferred into the body of a woman named Sakagami and wielded the golden battle axe to exterminate the Tsuchigumo. However, the Tsuchigumo refused to perish. Their survivors continued the war with the three great families for many long years to come. For generations, Suzuka used the body of the eldest Sakagami daughter as a medium to hunt down the surviving Tsuchigumo and avenge her own death. The woman Suzuka possessed gained only like strength. Whenever Suzuka would transfer to the next Sakagami daughter, that strength would leave her. This was how the head of the Sakagami family gave Suzuka shelter within their bodies from one generation to the next and battled with the Tsuchigumo.
おそらく、ここまでは圭介も、カナカ鈴鹿様に聞かされていると思う。
Yeah.
それで、本題はここからだ。 鈴鹿様が宿ったその坂上の女性。この場合はカナの体と精神に何が起きているか。
According to Kobukichi, it was unreasonable for two spirits to reside within a single body. Actually, having another person residing and constantly speaking in your mind would drive any ordinary person insane. There had apparently been women in the past that were essentially crippled for this very reason.
だから坂上家では跡取り娘が生まれた時に鈴鹿様を母から子へと受け継がせるよりしろになった女性の体と精神に必要以上の負荷をかけさせないためにね。
でも鈴鹿って有事の時しか目覚めないんでしょ。それに鈴鹿が目覚めてる時はよりしろになった女性の意識は眠っているはずだし、それほど影響ないと思うんだけど。
確かにそうだね。今まではそうやってうまく折り合いをつけてやってきた。心の中で鈴鹿様が話しかけてくることはあっただろうけど、それもよりしろの女性が鈴鹿様を抑え込めば済む話だ。
なら今のカナには何の問題も。
いや、問題大ありだよ。
It was then that Kobukichi kept his finely featured face hung and stared over at me.
君は言ったよね。鈴鹿様も幸せにしたいと。
Well, yeah, I did say that.
そして鈴鹿様もきっとそれを望んでいる。そう考えて間違いないかい？
I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'd be happy if she did.
横から口を挟むのは失礼かと思いますが、鈴鹿さんは圭介君を大切に思っているはずですよ。そうでなければあんな綺麗な笑顔を浮かべるはずがありません。そうね、確かに鈴鹿は笑ってた。人が変わったみたいに。多分あれが鈴鹿の素顔。その素顔を圭介の前に、私たちの前にさらしてくれたってことは、鈴鹿も今の生活を楽しんでるってことだと思う。きっとその先の生活も望んでいるんだと思う。
Senpai, how could he? So no, I saw now. It's okay for me to believe Suzuka wanted to be happy.
そう。圭介との幸せを望む。それが全ての元凶だ。
What do you
言
mean?
っただろ。一つの体に二つの魂が宿っていること自体。以前はカナの意志で鈴鹿様を抑え込めた。カナに負担をかけまいと、鈴鹿様も必要以上に表に出ることはしなかった。だが鈴鹿様は君と出会った。君に興味を持ってたびたびカナの体を借りた。おそらく偽裏を捕まえる時以外にも鈴鹿様はカナの体を使って君と話をしたんじゃないかい？
That's true. We actually had borrowed Kana's body for me to go on a date with Suzuka and had even gone so far as to make love too. I'll tell me that Suzuka borrowing Kana's body has caused too big of a burden.
そういうことだよ。今やカナの体の所有権は鈴鹿様に移りつつあるんだ。最近カナと話をしたのはいつだい？カナと手をつないだのは一体何日前の話？カナの魂は鈴鹿様に食われつつある。このまま放っておけばカナはカナではなく鈴鹿様になってしまうだろう。
And I will turn to Suzuka. I had felt like I'd been talking to Suzuka all the time recently. That's what was going on. It's because Kana's spirit was fading away.
それなら時々でもいいからカナさんに体を返してあげれば、鈴鹿さんだって言って聞かない人ではないと思うし。
おそらくそれができなくなっているのではないか。戦いで力を使いすぎたのが原因でよりしろの意識が完全に消滅し、身も心も鈴鹿様となった事例もある。今回もそれが起きようとしているのだろう。しかも
悲しいことですけど、おそらく圭介君と一緒にいたいと願ったため。
そういうことだ。鈴鹿様は君と一緒にいたいと願った。だからカナの魂を抑え込んでずっと表に出ている。それがカナの魂を危険にさらすことになると。だから僕は君と鈴鹿様との仲は認めない。それを認めるとカナを見捨てることになるから。
Kichi. That's what it was. That's why he was so opposed. Yes, I knew that Komakichi bore a grudge against Suzuka, but hold on a second, though. Isn't this all hypothetical? There's no proof that Suzuka is actually trying to take over Kana's body, right?
証拠はないけど、状況はそうだと言っている。楽観的に考えて取り返しのつかないことになるくらいなら、たとえ恨まれても、僕は君と鈴鹿様の仲を反対するよ。
His unusually serious gaze had me biting my lip. It made sense if I were to put myself in Komakichi's shoes. His precious sister was about to disappear. It would make anyone feel desperate. Even so, in that case, let's sit down and have serious talk with Suzuka. From what you've said, it sounds like you've decided to hate Suzuka without even giving her a chance.
僕は別に鈴鹿様をどうこう思ってるわけじゃない。ただ、カナを返してほしいだけだ。
Well then, why don't the three of us, no, why don't all of us look for a way to fix this together? Wouldn't it be best to save Kana and find a way for Suzuka to remain inside her?
だけど、そうしている間に取り返しのつかない事態にまで発展するかもしれない。こうしている今も、鈴鹿様がカナを消そうと目論んでいるかもしれない。圭介を独り占めするために。
That's not something we can know without asking her directly. Don't force all this forward on pure speculation. Suzuka's a living person too. She borrows Kana's body, but she's capable of telling people how she feels with her own words. You're trying to kill her? To kill a person without listening to a word they have to say?
それでカナを救えるなら。
You bastard!
圭介、やめなさい。熊吉も落ち着いて。
Let me go! Shit, I didn't think you were so clueless. How could he immediately step between us and stop me as I reared my fist overhead? But this rage wasn't going anywhere. Shit, why was this damn Komakichi being so thick-headed? Was this what he was truly like deep down inside? I think I had hoped he would wish for Kana and Suzuka's happiness.
クーちゃん？
Just then, Kurea suddenly threw the door open and came in. She was all beaten up as if she had fallen down a flight of stairs.
クーちゃん？急にどうしたの
Kurea fainted on the spot, and I quickly caught her in her arms. Kurea looked momentarily relieved when she saw his face and immediately turned to Komakichi.
どうしよう大子。坂上先輩が保健室から逃げ出した。
なんだって。
私たちは止めようとしたんだが、学生を人質にされて動線に回るしかなく。
いや、こうして報告してくれただけでも助かった。葵君、悪いけどクレハ君をよろしく頼むよ。はい。
至急救護班を呼ぶ。俺は他にも怪我を負った者がいないか確かめてくる。
私も行きます。
I laid Kurea down on the sofa while Tamiko and Otome briskly vacated the committee room. The only ones left were Akari, Komakichi, and myself.
動き出したか。
What do you mean you knew it?
言ったろ。鈴鹿様はカナを消そうとしてるかもしれないって。このまま逃げ続ければいずれカナは消える。そうなればカナの体は完全に鈴鹿様のものになる。
You dumbasses! No way that's what Suzuka's
で
thinking!
はどうしてこのタイミングで逃げ出したのかな。鈴鹿様に何もやましいところがなければ僕たちの前に来て説明するのが筋というものなの。
Here's the thing, she herself is like, oh fuck, what have I done? Because she would clearly feel guilty about this, because she is a nice lass. And she knows time is running out, and she can't willingly, like, switch with Kana anymore. However, she's also the only one in the Sakagami family that knows where the golden battle axe is. So since she can no longer voluntarily do this shit, she's gonna get the golden battle axe and cut herself out of Kana. Because she had some reason she had to leave immediately.
土雲は壊滅し偽裏もいない。そんな状況で何の目的があって外に出たのかな。
一つだけあるわよ。怪盗裏が出たのかもしれない。
なるほど。それは一大事だね。でもそれならどうしてクレハ君はそのことを報告しなかったのかな。
それは鈴鹿を追うので手一杯で。
That's enough, Akari. Thank you.
圭介。
I knew there was no way Phantom Ura would appear. After all, I was Ura. Which must mean Suzuka headed out by herself because... No, it can't be I still trust Suzuka. It's no in order to erase Kana. She went outside alone for some other
君
reason.
がどう思おうが、このまま放っておいたら危険であることに変わりはない。鈴鹿様は僕たちの手で捕まえる。
That said, he gently lifted his hand. On his mark, ninjas appeared from nowhere.
お呼びですか、坊ちゃん。
ああ、圭介を寮に連れて行ってくれ。当分の間、外に出さないよう。
熊吉。
あかり、君はこっちだ。君だってカナを救いたいだろう。手伝ってもらうよ。
でも
さあ、時間がない。あとは任せたよ。
よい。
You know, that's your answer. You're far and away the real cold-blooded beast here. Makichi turned his back to me before attempting to leave the room with Akari. He never once turned back to me, no matter how many insults I hurled at his back. My alone time in the dorm was very quiet. The ninjas dragged me back to my room and remained at my front door in an effort to keep an eye on me. Kumkichi and the others had probably dispatched ninjas all over the island to pursue Suzuka by now. This was Suzuka we were dealing with, and her body belonged to Kana. They shouldn't be violent with her. I did have one reason left for concern, however. It was the Gold Battle-Axe. Gold Battle-Axe's ability to detach souls from their bodies. Using that, they could even remove Suzuka alone from Kana's body. Would the detached spirit go once that happened? A single text in Kana's room contained the answer. You would ordinarily assume that would mean... Shit, looks like I need to come up with some way to sneak out of here after all. Probably managed if I used my own powers, but the aftermath would cause some massive headaches. They learned that the head of the Sakagami family had been dating Phantom Tifura, like it put Kana's status and the three great families at risk. That wasn't good enough of a reason to leave things as they were. Now that it come to this, I'd better prepare for the possibility that learn my identity and take out the guards. What was that sound? What for that matter? What were those groans for the ninjas standing guard at my door?
なんとか入れた。
Oh wait, an outfit!
久々に怪盗小浦参上。
I walked in, adorned in her ninja attire. For some reason, she had the anesthetic needles Kure often used in her hands.
時間がなさそうだから早速で悪いけど。
With that said, she held out a letter from her pocket. There was no sender listed. What's this
ふ
letter?
ーちゃんがカナさんから預かったものらしいよ。カナさん、保健室で目覚めて最初にこれを書いたんだって。
She got it from Kana.
それで熊吉さんや鈴鹿さんにも知られないようにお兄ちゃんに渡してほしいって頼まれたって。
Kumakichi or Suzuka finding out. I mean, this letter wasn't from Suzuka, but from Kana personally. But why would she? Gonna read it.
もちろんそのためにこうして部屋まで来たんだから、今読まないときっと後悔するだろうから。
I took the letter from Kana and broke the seal. And after we finished reading the letter together, I donned my ninja outfit and rushed outside. Couldn't worry about Kana's position or act betrayal against Kumakichi and the others anymore. It was just how irreversible the details of the letter were. I took a short breather in the tiny, deathly quiet room. Calling this room I borrowed from Kureha tiny would be rude of me. I was able to hide out in the plum dorms thanks to Kureha's assistance. Yeah, the one who actually broke out wasn't Suzuka, it was Kana. I was truly grateful to her. Her devotion was so pure and earnest.
鈴鹿様。
Suzuka's sad face was reflected in the full-length mirror. No, that was not right. I was the one in the mirror. I was already in the process of leaving my body.
よかった。まだこうして話せるようじゃな。はい。ですが、すっごく眠いです。寝るな！そのまま意識を失えば、魂が体から完全に離れるぞ。それでもいいかなって言ったら、怒りますよね。当たり前じゃ！わらわの大切な子を、むざむざ死なせるものか！ 香様。
She put both hands against my image and tried to grab my shoulders through the mirror. However, there was no chance her hands would reach me. She and I would never be able to directly touch each other.
ここに隠れて時が来るのを待つ気じゃったな。それと圭介に手紙を出したな。気づいていましたか。当たり前じゃん。この体はもうほぼわらわのものじゃから。はい、分かっています。バカ者、どうしてそこで諦めたような顔をするのじゃ。お主は怒るべきなのじゃぞ。怒ってわらわを追い出せばよい。そうすれば万事解決じゃ。ですがそれだと鈴鹿様を幸せにできません。ちょっと圭介さんに出した手紙には鈴鹿様と仲良く暮らしてくださいと書きました。私はこのまま魂だけの存在になります。それでも鈴鹿様や圭介さんとずっと一緒にいられますから。このたわけが。じゃからなぜそのような顔で笑うのじゃ。そんな全てを分かりきったような顔で。分かっていますから。鈴鹿様と同じ体を共有している私には分かります。鈴鹿様の気持ち、圭介さんへの思いを。鈴鹿様も圭介さんを心から愛している。だからこそ私の意志を抑え込んでずっと表に出ていた。それは否定はできませんよね。だって私も鈴鹿様ですから。かな。
That moment Suzuki gazed at me and was on the verge of tears. Those eyes had once dwelled within my heart and watched over Keisuke and me fondly.
安心してください。圭介さんは優しい方ですから。鈴鹿様のことも幸せにしてくれます。私はもう十分に幸せでしたから。ですから今度は鈴鹿様の番です。バカじゃ。お主はバカじゃ。とんだったわけじゃ。そんな幸せわらわが望むと思っておるのか。わらわは圭介とそれとカナとも一緒にいつまでも笑っていたい。わらわが手に入れた居場所にはお主がいないとダメなのじゃ。鈴鹿様、ありがとうございます。そう言ってくださるだけでもすごく嬉しいです。ならですがもう手遅れです。それは鈴鹿様も分かっていらっしゃるでしょ。私はもう魂だけの存在。このままこの体は鈴鹿様にお渡しします。それでその後はどうするのじゃ。お主とわらわが入れ替われば鬼の力はカナの魂に宿る。そしてわらわの子にお主が再び宿る。それを何度も何度も繰り返し、やがてお主は鬼となる。坂上に取り付く悪霊として恐れられる。わらわはお主にわらわと同じ道を歩んでほしくない。お主に幸せになってほしいのじゃ。
That she put a hand on her chest and peacefully shut her eyes.
少し緊張するな。鈴鹿様、何を。入れ替わりは強いショックを受けた時や気絶した時にも稀に起こる。お主がこうして鏡に出ている今なら多少強引ではあるが入れ替わりが成功するかもしれん。かな、圭介と幸せになるのじゃぞ。そんな、ダメです、鈴鹿様。
Tried desperately to reach out to her, but my hand would not reach from within the mirror. Suzuka and I would never be able to directly touch.
さよならじゃ、かな。鈴鹿様
Did you just fucking stab herself?
さあ入りたまえ。
ここは
Mikichi escorted Akari and a handful of ninjas to a small dusty shrine. The area was encased in boulders with only flames from candles on decorative stands for lighting. Wavering dim light significantly enhanced the solemnity of the setting.
まさか遺跡の岩をどかしたらこんな地下室に出るなんて。
正確にはここは学園の正門、羅生門の地下にあたる。石壁遺跡ははるか昔この地下室への入り口として作られたらしい。
地下室の入り口？
ああ、学園にある遺跡がかつて土蜘蛛が住んでいた鬼の城だったという話は知っているよね。土蜘蛛を退治した後、御三家のご先祖様は鬼の城を壊した。ただ土台部分までは手が回らず、実はこの場所は鈴鹿様が討ち死んだ場所でもあってね。鈴鹿様は自分の魂を安定させるために残された地下室に社を建て、そこに金のまさかりを封印したんだ。ここに金のまさかりがあることは鈴鹿様と吉備宮の上層部、父さん母さん、それと僕しか知らない。もしものことがあったら向かうようにと母さんたちにカナを託された僕しかね。
Kokichi said his piece, then approached the shrine and bowed. Then he reached for it, the golden axe, whose blade pierced the stump, cordoned off on all sides by a sacred rope. Yes, that was.
これが坂上家の秘宝、金のまさかりだ。坂上家の長女は生まれるとすぐこの場所に連れてこられ、母親から鈴鹿様を受け継がされる。その方法は金のまさかりを使い、母親と鈴鹿様の魂を切り離すこと。
話だけは聞いたことあるわ。坂上家に伝わる当主継承の儀式、ここで行われていたのね。
ああ、カナもここで母さんから鈴鹿様を受け継いだ。そして坂上の当主となった。坂上の女として生まれた以上、それは避けられない運命だった。カナの意志とは関係なくね。
カナは当主になりたくなかったのだと思う？
それはわからない。物心ついた時から当主だったんだ。それが当たり前のように思っているんじゃないかな。だけど今はどうだろう。外の世界を知って恋を知って、それでも坂上の当主として生きるのを選ぶだろうか。カナは優しい子だ。血生臭い戦いの世界には向かない。いっそ学者にでもなった方が幸せに暮らせると思う。カナを鈴鹿様の呪縛から解き放てば、そういう道も選べると思う。
With a faraway look in his eyes, Kokichi drew the gold battle axe from the stump. Then he wrapped it in cloth and treated it with utmost care.
大丈夫？そんな重いものあなた持ち慣れてないでしょ？私が運びましょうか？
いや、これは僕が持つよ。そうじゃないといけないんだ。
でも
Akari reached for the axe, but Kokichi quickly jerked back and tightened his grip on the
お
hilt.
っと、不用意に刀身に触れてはいけないよ。触れれば魂が削られる。運が良ければ軽いめまい、悪ければ即あの世行きだ。扱いには注意。どうした？
熊吉、あなたこれで何をしようっていうの？
予防策さ。鈴鹿様がこれでカナを切り離そうとするかもしれない。だから僕たちが先に確保した。それだけだよ。
ならここで見張っていればいいじゃない。何も持ち出す必要はないわ。
That was when Akari stared at Kokichi head on. Then she took a firm grip of the wooden sword on her
あ
person.
なたこれで鈴鹿とカナを切り離すつもりでしょう。カナを取り戻すために。黙ってないで何か言いなさい。ケイスケが言っていたように、あなたがしようとしていることは人殺しと変わらないわ。確かに鈴鹿のせいでカナの魂が消えようとしている。でもだからって鈴鹿を殺していい理由にはならないでしょ。
罪を憎んで人を 君は優しいね。
熊吉
Zakiri looked on with a dubious expression. Kumakichi looked on to the ground with the axe still in hand.
ああ、そうさ。僕は鈴鹿様を葬るつもりだ。相手が鈴鹿様だろうが、金のまさかりさえあれば僕にも勝機がある。僕のこの手でカナを助けるんだ。
あなた本気なのね。御三家の理念を忘れたの？秘宝は守るべきものであって、もしもそれを使うというなら、私はあなたの敵にならないといけない。
あかり様。
Akari brandished a wooden sword and pointed the tip of her blade at Kumakichi. The ninjas at their perimeter had no idea what to do and focused their attention mutually upon Akari and Kumakichi.
あかり様、坊ちゃん、仲間割れはおやめください。
黙りなさい。あなたたちも御三家の一員なら、きちんと己の職務を果たしなさい。目の前にいるのは坂上家の当主代行でも何でもない秘宝を手にした危険人物よ。
ですが。
危険人物か。今まで散々コケにされてきたけど、本気でそんな目で見られると辛いものがあるね。
熊吉、悪いことは言わないわ。まさかりを置いて投降しなさい。今ならまだ処罰も受けずに済むわ。
処罰なんて怖くない。僕が怖いのはカナがいなくなることだ。
Kumakichi unwrapped the axe from its cloth and readied it in both hands. Then he pointed a sharp glare at both Akari and the
残
ninjas.
念だよ、あかり。君は親友と使命を天秤にかけて使命を選ぶというんだね。さすがは吉備宮の次期当主。ご立派だ。
それは。
僕の答えは最初から決まっている。使命よりも妹を選ぶ。鈴鹿様よりカナを選ぶ。大事な家族を誰にも奪わせない。君も圭介も賛同してくれると思ったんだけど、君たちは優しすぎる。これはおとぎ話じゃないんだ。鈴鹿様もカナも救おうだなんて。
Some tells me that's bullshit.
都合のいい解決方法はないんだ。
With a depressed look in his eyes, Kumakichi gripped his quivering hands upon the axe. There was no telling why he looked so upset. However, it was clear from one look in his eyes that he hadn't gone mad. Otherwise, there was no way his hands, which held the axe, would be
坊
shivering.
ちゃん、落ち着いてください。
僕は冷静だ。カナを救う方法はもうこれしかないんだ。
Wonder about that.
この声。
Here, take this. Took the card from her pocket and hurled it at Kumakichi's feet. The flung card pierced the ground and its Oni emblem emerged beneath the candlelight. The Oni mask which dances in the dark at night, and the shooting doji of lore who sups in the moon's reflection. World famous master thief Phantom Tivura has
お
arrived.
前は。
怪盗
どうした？君がこん
Sorry for not sending you an advance notice, but I'll be taking the Sakagami family mystic treasure now.
金のまさかりを。
Akari, Kumakichi, and the ninjas all went wide-eyed at Phantom Thief Ura's sudden appearance. Yeah, of course they would. A third party had stuck their nose into his nose into their affairs while they were in the middle of discussing whether or not to save Kana. Still, this concerned me equally. What save Kana and Suzuka? To make that happen, I first had to stop Kumakichi from following through with his plan.
外の警備はどうしたの？入り口には棟梁さんがいたはずなのに。
My partner handled that for me by acting as a decoy. Feel bad for taking the chief out, but we're second to none when it comes to running away. Based on my investigation, Otome and Tamahiko were off looking for Kana with other ninjas, and Kureo was still receiving medical attention. It was a gamble as to whether Aoi would help me, but it seemed Kureo offering her support to Kana had given her the push on the back she needed. Also, she told me this.
私だってカナさんたち2人の幸せを願っているよ。いつかお兄ちゃんのお嫁さん、お兄ちゃんがお世話になる人だもんね。家族として応援するのは当たり前だよ。
Aoi had been against my relationship with Kana at first, so I couldn't tell how grateful I was. So I couldn't tell her how grateful I was to have heard her say that. Likely wouldn't have been possible to determine their movements so quickly without Oe's student-based intelligence network. But Oe was angry. I was angry too. We sprung into action as Phantom Tivura and attempted to secure the golden battle axe for Kana's sake. Kanazada was what solidified my response, my resolve.
君は金のまさかりを手に入れて何をするつもりなんだい。君の掲げる使命は僕、いや、あかりたちと同じく秘宝を守ることだ。それなのに秘宝を狙おうとするのは。
That's right, I want to use the golden axe in order to save certain people. Nah, it might be more accurate to say I'd like to save them by not letting it be used in this case.
どういう意味？まさか。
Yes, it's exactly what you're thinking. The ones I want to save are Sakagami Kana and Sakagami Suzuka. I know what's going on, and I also know you're attempting to use the axe to separate Sakagami Kana and Sakagami Suzuka's souls. Lastly, it's not the outcome Sakagami Kana wishes for. Correct. Give this a read. I said as much before hurling the letter I'd received from my pocket to Akari. She caught it and opened the letter without dropping her guard.
これは確かにカナの字ね。でもこれって。
あかり、その手紙にはなんて書いてあるんだい？
それは。
Akari clutched the letter and looked between us. Then, after some hesitation, she read the letter aloud.
さようなら、ケイスケさん。この体は鈴鹿様に差し上げます。兄様とあかりちゃん、みんなをよろしくお願いします。
そんな。
Yes, those are Kana's true feelings. She chose Suzuka over herself. Kana does not wish for Suzuka's death.
馬鹿げてる。そんなの馬鹿げてるよ。どうして自分を犠牲にしてまで他人の幸せを願えるんだい。
That's just who she is. As her brother, I'm sure you know that better than anyone.
それは。
Besides, it isn't for some stranger. Kana is attempting to sacrifice herself for the sake of Suzuka, her family. Just as you have become so desperate for your sister's sake. Kumakichi lowered the axe in his hands at my comment. Then he spoke with his head hung.
分かっていた。分かっていたさ。カナがそういう子だってことくらい。僕だってカナにずっと聞かされていた。鈴鹿様がどれだけ優しい人なのか、どれだけ他人思いの人なのか、そんな鈴鹿様をカナが家族同然に思っていることくらい分かっていたさ。だからそうだからこそだ。
With that, Kumakichi readied the axe once more and confronted Akari. His hands weren't shaking anymore. The look in his eyes, he meant
カナ
business.
は優しい。だから僕がこの手で鈴鹿様を葬る。たとえ圭介やあかり、それとカナ自身に恨まれようとね。
熊吉、バカなことはやめなさい。
ああ、バカさ。これは独りよがりの馬鹿げた茶番さ。だけどそうしないとカナを救えない。こう
Oops. And I'm telling you, I question your logic. It is true that you could save Kana if you use the axe, but it's pointless if you hurt her in the
う
process.
るさい。部外者の君なんかに何がわかる。
An outsider, you say? Then how about now? I removed my Oni mask and revealed my true face to Kumakichi and Akari. Not the face of Phantom Tivura, but of Urabe Keisuke.
あなたは。
Yeah, that's right. I'm Phantom Tivura. Now I'm not an outsider anymore, right?
そんな。ケイスケが怪盗裏だったなんて。
Akari lowered her wooden sword and stared at me in a daze, but Kumakichi's stance never faltered.
そうか。それでカナの手紙を持っていたんだね。ガテンが言ったよ。カナも鈴鹿様も救おうなんて。
It's not nonsense. If there's even the slightest chance I want to bet on it. I can't give up on everything and then whine about it.
可能性そんなのどこにあると言うんだい。
There are many undiscovered mystic treasures in the world. Isn't it possible there could be a treasure among them that can save both Kana and Suzuka's souls? There's already an axe that can split souls. It wouldn't be so strange if there was a mystic treasure that could bind souls instead.
そんなものは可能性でも何でもない。ただの絵空事だ。
Yeah, there's a chance it may not exist. However, Phantom Vifura, I never lie. And I tell you here now that I will find it. I promise to make that into a reality. I will find a mystic treasure that can save Kana and Suzuka. Swear it on the name of Phantom Vifura.
Keisuke.
Komikichi, understand what you're saying. It's true that Kana is too kind, and it honestly drives me crazy. Giving up on everything and giving her body to Suzuka? Talk about hypocrisy. She hasn't considered how that would make everyone left behind feel. You and Kana really are siblings. You've become so absorbed in a single idea that you immediately lose sight of everything around you. So we will cool your head. If reality is inconvenient, we'll prepare a convenient fairy tale. Akane and the ninjas gasped and listened to my heated remarks. However, Komikichi still wouldn't listen to what I had to say and readied the axe.
君の気持ちは分かった。君がおとぎ話を選ぶなら、僕は現実を選ぶ。
Is that right? But do you think you can get past me?
あかり、君はどうする？ケイスケに味方するのかい？
私は。
それとお前たちもだ。ここで僕に従うのもいい。あかりに従うのもいい。ケイスケに従ってもいい。大事な当主を救うために自分たちが何をすべきなのか、それを自分たちで決めるんだ。
坊ちゃん。
カナも僕もケイスケもあかりもみんな自分勝手だ。自分勝手な理由のために戦う。だから最後に立っていた人間が未来を決める。それでどうだい？
Great, I love that. Simple and easy to wrap your head around. I drew the stun rod, my only baton, from my waist and readied it. Then Komikichi acted at the same moment. Bring it on! Let's have a showdown to see which is stronger. My only baton or Kintaro's axe! Akane desperately tried to stop Komikichi and I from competing. The ninjas were all confused and began to take action according to each of their own beliefs. There were those who allied with Akane and tried to stop us, those who agreed with Komikichi and attacked me, even those who rushed outside to seek direction from above. Gold Battle Axe was definitely a threat. A mere touch could incapacitate its enemies. Still, my only baton could hold its own. I could knock my adversaries unconscious after dousing them with a single stun bolt. But even with the powerful weapons, there's still differences in skill between those who wielded them. Komikichi wasn't accustomed to combat, and Akane and I had him cornered for too long. Then Akane took on her role as mediator. Akane and I had driven Komikichi all the way to the roof of the school gateway. He brandished his axe, his body staggering, and stood off against us while he caught his breath.
まさか浦と桃太郎に追われる羽目になるなんてね。貴重な体験だよ。
熊吉、もうよしなさい。諦めてまさかりを置くのよ。
あかり、君の答えをまだ聞いてなかったね。やはり君はケイスケの味方なのかね。
私は。
Akane gazed between Komikichi and I, then shook her head.
私はケイスケの味方でもないわ。私はカナの味方。大事な親友を救いたい。
なら。
だけど熊吉、あなたのやり方は間違ってるわ。まさかりで鈴鹿を成仏させてもカナが悲しむだけだもの。
そうかい。ならケイスケと同じくおとぎ話でも信じるかい？
それもない。言ったでしょ。私はケイスケの味方でもない。秘宝を使うなんてありえない。
だったらどうするって言うんだ。
カナと鈴鹿にまず話を聞きたい。それからみんなで今後について話し合いたい。秘宝を使うのはご法度だけど、御三家の資料を漁ればカナと鈴鹿の魂をそのままにしておける方法が見つかるかもしれない。私 私は圭介とは違う方法でカナと鈴鹿を救いたい。
あくり。
それもまたおとぎ話に過ぎないよ。そうやって悠長なことをしている間にカナの魂が完全に体から離れるだろう。だから僕はこうしてここに立っている。手遅れになる前に。
熊吉
Akiri, anything you say to him at this point will be meaningless. The same could be said for Kana, but Kumakichi is also pretty hard-headed. It's not half bad. Continue to stand by your beliefs without backing down. I love people like that.
男の君に好かれても嬉しくないよ。
He and I both readied our weapons simultaneously and took a big, deep breath. Akiri tried to force her way through, but Kumakichi and I shook our heads in sync.
あなたたちやめなさい。これ以上やったら怪我じゃ済まなくなるわよ。
Stand back. This is a fight between men, an immature brawl over the girl we love.
そういうことだよ。僕はカナを救いたいと思っている。ケンスケもカナを救いたいと願っている。ただその方法が違っているだけだからここで白黒はっきりつける。
Yeah, you did say that whoever's standing last will choose the future, right? I'll be able to save Kana and Suzuka if I lose. If I win, I'll be a good sport and live with Kana hating me.
そうか。なら僕もカナに嫌われることを覚悟しないとね。勝ったら僕はカナの気持ちを裏切ることになるから。
Is winning all you can think about? Get your head out of the clouds. Come back to reality for a second.
君ほどじゃないよ。お祭り好きの怪盗くん。
Both of our lips skewed in a sour fashion as they glared at one another. The match would only last an instant. Whichever of our weapons caught the other's body would assuredly render one of us instantly unconscious. Then whenever we awoke, I was sure either Kana or Suzuka would be gone. Now if I won neither Kana or Suzuka would be going anywhere. Even if Suzuka took away Kana's body, Kana would still be inside Suzuka. Go ahead and laugh it off as a postponed answer. As nonsense for betting on an ambiguous future, if you like. Living with unrelenting regret and turning a blind eye to the future. I want to put Kana through that. Here we go, Kumakichi!
おい、ケイスケー!
And Kumakichi and I charged at the same time. Kana appeared and forced a way between us, stopping us both in our tracks.
カナ。
よかったです。間に合いました。
Are you Kana or Suzuka?
私ですよ、ケイスケさん。
The Kana that appeared before me said as much and smiled. Her eyes were a beautiful reddish brown. Kana was the one standing there.
どうしてここに？クレハちゃんの家に隠れていたところを乙女先輩に見つかっちゃって、それでケイスケさんたちが争ってるって聞いて急いで駆けつけたの。そうだったの。でも間に合って本当に良かったです。大事なお二人が争うところなんて見たくありませんから。
Kana added and approached her brother. However, he brandished the axe and pointed it in her direction.
騙されないぞ。カナは消えかけていたんだ。それなのにカナがそう簡単に戻ってくるはずがない。あなたは鈴鹿様だ。
いいえ、鈴鹿様はもう表に出てきません。
Kana hung her head and softly supported the axe in Kumakichi's hand. His face went stiff and he eyed her cautiously.
どういうことか聞かせてくれるかい？
はい、ご存知の通り、私と鈴鹿様の入れ替わりは強いショックを受けた時にも起きます。ですから鈴鹿様は自分で自分を気絶させ、無理やり私と入れ替わったんです。それから鈴鹿様は私の呼びかけにも答えてくれません。おそらくもう二度と私と入れ替わることがないようにと。
そんなことが。だけど
信じてください。私がこうして今 ここにいるのがその証拠です。ですからもう、私のためにそんなものを振り回さなくていいんですよ。私の兄様はいつも楽しげに笑っているお茶目な方です。どうか、私の大好きな兄様に戻ってください。
Komikichi accepted Kana's sad smile and lowered the axe. She gently took it from him and put it on the
ご
floor.
めんなさい、兄様。私のために辛い役目を負わせてしまって。
いいんだ。僕はみんなにも、そしてカナにも怒られるような真似をしようとしていた。
いいえ、鈴鹿様のことを抜きにして考えればすごく嬉しかったですよ。そんなにも私を思ってくださって、兄様、いつも私を支えてくださって本当にありがとうございます。
Kana's words caused Komikichi's eyebrows to drop and a gentle smile to rise to his face. Then it appeared he would be going on another rampage. Kana?
ケイスケさん、
Kana quietly turned around to my call, and she nodded
あ
slightly.
の、怒ってらっしゃいますよね。
Obviously, how could you send that letter, especially when you know how I feel?
ごめんなさい。あの手紙は。
Don't say it. I know that you consider Suzuka your real family, and I also know that you want to make her happy. However, it's meaningless if you disappear just to make her happy. It would only bring her pain, which is the entire reason Suzuka used underhanded means to return your body. Am I wrong?
そうですね。誰かを残して一人だけ満足しながら行くなんて、きっとそれは一番最低の選択でしょうね。
That's exactly right. Didn't I say so much before? I'll make you and Suzuka happy, and I'd do anything to make that happen. So tell Suzuka for me that she's not allowed to sleep until we find a mystic treasure that can save the both of you.
はい、ありがとうございます。よく言っておきますね。
With a bashful smile, Kana placed her palm against her chest, but surely meant to pat the head of Suzuka within her body.
とりあえずこれで騒ぎは終わりかしら。鈴鹿はカナの体に戻ってひとまず現状維持。二人を救う方法はこれから考えるってところかしらね。
Oh, no. The status quo is far from intact. The real identity of Ura III is out in the open now. This may have bought us time, but probably not much. Still, it's far better than trying to kill Suzuka with the axe. This was essentially the same as choosing to run away in a sense, but there was no reason we had to bring everything to an end on the spot. Would seek a mystic treasure that could save them, and Akari would search for a way to help them through the three great families' texts. With everyone joining forces, we were sure to come up with the best possible strategy. Well, I had gone out that I was fed to Tivura. I wasn't so sure I'd be able to work with Akari and the others after this.
ケイスケさん、ありがとうございました。
For what?
すべてです。私だけじゃなくて、鈴鹿様も助けようとしてくださって。
Of course, it was Suzuka's important to me too. Trying to protect her is something anyone would do for their lover.
恋人。
I love you too, Kana. Both of you are my lovers. I want to be with you for the rest of our lives, forever and ever.
ケイスケさん。
Brazenly declaring I'm a two-timer disqualifies me as a man, though, huh?
いえ、逆に男らしいですよ。それくらいおっしゃってくださらないと、三代目怪盗ウラとは認めません。
Harsh one!
ケイスケさん。
これからもカナのことよろしく頼むぞ。
That was the last thing Kana said before she hoisted up the axe and slashed off her own throat. What? I couldn't fully register what just happened. Kana collapsed on the spot of the axe, tumbled to the floor. Her neck was still attached. Had I only thought I'd seen her head go flying? Was I seeing things? No, that was more important than... What was more important was why. Why would Kana... Arkady's cry brought me back to my senses. I was right, checking out Kana's well-being came first. Kana, you're right! Followed Arkady's lead and ran over to Kana and held her tiny body in my arms. Komakichi approached and cried out,
Kana! Kana!
兄様、圭介さん。
Kana thinly opened her eyes and gazed blankly at my Komakichi's and Arkady's face. Thank goodness she didn't appear to be knocked on death's door just yet. If that were true, what the hell just...
圭介さん、まさかりよ。
Huh? Kana picked herself up in a panic, clung to my chest and screamed. Akari and Komakichi all looked over at the axe that had fallen to the floor and...
驚いたか？金のまさかりは魂を狩る斧。人の体には傷一つつかぬのじゃよ。
Suzuka. There above the fallen axe floated the body of a girl with the same face as Kana, Suzuka. Her figure wavered like a haze and her lower body was see-through. It couldn't be.
鈴鹿様、鈴鹿様。
When Kana saw Suzuka, she pushed us aside and rushed over to her. However, her hand couldn't grasp Suzuka's body. It simply cut through the air.
そう取り乱すでない。こうなることは分かっておったじゃろ。圭介、とりあえずカナを落ち着かせてやれ。これではおちおち眠ることもできん。
So, you really did detach your spirit using the golden battle axe.
さよ。こうでもせぬと、カナが言うことを聞いてくれなかったからの。じゃあ、さっきの瞬間に入れ替わったってこと？違うの。
今までお話をしていたのは私じゃなくて鈴鹿様だったの。
そういうことじゃ。カラーコンタクトとかいう代物。あれは本に便利じゃの。二度も圭介を騙せたぞ。
わけがわからないよ。それなら鈴鹿様は最初から。
そうじゃ。わらわは最初からこうなることを望んでおった。もはやわらわの意志ではカナの魂を体に戻すことは叶わんかった。無理やりに入れ替わろうとしたが、それも失敗しての。あとは金のまさかりに頼るしかなかったのじゃ。
That said, Suzuka stroked the gold battle axe that lay at her feet with her fingers, but her fingers went right through
さ
it.
すがは金のまさかりじゃ。魂が見事に切り離されておる。こうして直接お主たちと話ができるようになったのは良好じゃな。
鈴鹿様なら僕がしようとしていたことは。
良いのじゃ。わらわとお主の思いは一緒じゃ。すまんかったな。お主にばかり嫌な役回りを押し付けて辛かったじゃろ。じゃがもう良いのじゃ。カナの口を借りて語った先ほどの言葉。
鈴鹿様のお気持ち。
お主は明るくて少しエロいが妹思いのいい子じゃ。そんなお主が非道を行えるはずがない。じゃからお主と圭介を騙し、こうして自ら命を絶とうと決心したのじゃ。あいつ
Oops.
鈴鹿様
わらわを殺そうとした者がそんな情けない顔をするでない。それでは安心してカナを任せられぬぞ。カナの中からお主のことも見ておった。わらわは我が子を救いたい。じゃがそれはカナだけではないぞ。お主もわらわの血を引くかわいいかわいい子供の一人じゃ。お主の手を汚さずに終わって本によかった。
Sorry, I had an itch.
鈴鹿
Komakichi paid no attention to anyone watching and sobbed at the sight of Suzuka's sweet smile. What feelings were racing through Komakichi's mind that I did not know. His tears looked so warm too.
それとあかり、これからもカナを、いや皆をよろしく頼むぞ。吉備宮の跡継ぎとして立派に務め上げるがよい。
鈴鹿 さて、それじゃあわらわはそろそろ行くとしよう。あまり長いもできぬようじゃしな。
Hey.
まあ、そういうわけにもいかぬか。
Once I spoke up and stared at her retreating figure, she quickly turned around and shot me a bashful smile. That's right, it's too soon for you to go. And for that matter, I have no intention of letting you go anywhere.
そうです。鈴鹿様は私たちとずっと一緒なんです。どこにも行っちゃ嫌です。分かってくれ。こうするしか道はなかったのじゃ。時が経てばカナの魂は体から離れ、わらわと同じ運命を。分かってます。頭の中で何度も聞かされました。でもそれでも嫌なんです。
Is this gonna stay depressed, or is Grandpa Ex Machina gonna show up with the exact fucking mystic treasure that they need? Either by actually handing it to him, or by calling him like, hey, I found a mystic treasure.
カナ、お主はいつからそんなわがままを言う子になったのじゃ。わらわの知っておるカナはもっと利口だったはずじゃぞ。そんなの鈴鹿様が勝手にそう思ってるだけです。私はもっとわがままなんです。鈴鹿様がいないと何もできない臆病者なんです。カナ。
Kana hung her head, tears pooling in her eyes, and Suzuka patted that head with her intangible hand, like a mother comforting her beloved child.
大丈夫じゃ。お主はわらわがいなくてもやっていける。こうして隣にケイスケがいるのじゃからな。鈴鹿様。ケイスケ、カナを頼むって、そんな怖い顔で睨むでない。
I will, Claire. You remember what I was telling you until just a while ago, right? Promise to make both of you happy, so don't go off doing whatever the hell you want when I'm working my ass off to make that into a reality. Then you just talk about how it would make those around you feel if you disappeared. Goddamned idiot. Hot and moist droplets suddenly warped my vision and spilled down my cheeks. Oh, shit, what was this? I couldn't cry right now. Just kept up, it would mean I had given up on Suzuka.
お主は本に優しいな。じゃからこそ、わらわは行かねばならぬ。わらわはお主のことが好きじゃったぞ。どうしようもないくらい恋焦がれた。生きる意味を失ったわらわにとって、お主とカナはわらわの生きる意味そのものになった。ずっと一緒にいたいと思った。そのせいでカナを抑え込むようになって、気がついたら手遅れになっておった。我ながら驚いたぞ。鬼として恐れられたわらわがここまで人を好きになれるなんて。少しの間でも普通の女として生きられたこと、嬉しく思う。
Suzuka?
じゃからもうおしまいじゃ。わらわの夢見たおとぎ話はめでたしめでたしの大団円じゃ。大団円なんかじゃありません。鈴鹿様がいなくなったらそんなの。かな、優しいのはお主の良いところじゃが、先ほどみたいにもっとわがままになってもよいのじゃぞ。お主はわらわに言ったな。自分自身に嘘をつけぬと。その言葉そっくりそのまま返してやる。わらわがお主の体を借りておった間、ずっと頭の中で聞こえておった。圭介とずっと一緒にいたいと。わらわとしてではなく、カナ自身として圭介に愛されたいと。それはそれでよいのじゃ。一度人を好きになったら簡単に諦められるはずがない。それが女子というものかな。わらわの分まで圭介にしっかり抱きしめてもらうがよい。お主が幸せそうにしておるのを見るのが わらわの何よりの幸せじゃからな。
As the dam of tears spilled down Kana's cheeks, Suzuka continued to stroke her head in a distressed yet happy manner. But her hand... I'll lend a hand if you like. I petted Kana's hand, matching the movements of Suzuka's hand. Suzuka's transparent hand and my own overlapped on top of Kana's crown.
ありがとう。ようやくカナに触れられた。ずっとこうしたかったのじゃ。ほれ、泣くでない。お主は笑った方が何倍も可愛いぞ。
I matched my breathing with Suzuka's and continued to pat Kana's head, slowly yet gently, so I would never forget this
お
moment.
主も圭介もわらわを幸せにしたいと願ってくれたが、その願いはどうにかなっておる。鬼として恐れられたわらわをこんなにも愛してくれた。わらわの居場所を作ってくれた。それだけでもわらわは十分満たされておった。じゃからせめて最後は笑顔で見送ってくれぬか。わらわは湿っぽいのはどうにも苦手でな。
Shiny somethings rose to Suzuka's eyes as she spoke. She turned away and looked up at the sky, not wanting us to see.
ちょうど日が昇ってきたか。
Suzuka looked upward towards the morning sun as it shined from the Miyajima Sea. As she basked in the light, Suzuka's body began to fade little by little. Again, fanny shot, unnecessary. Ruins everything. Suzuka! Held out at her retreating figure one more time. Suzuka spun around and gazed at us. There were no longer any traces of tears in those eyes. Well then, I need to see her off with a smile too, just as she wished. No. Promise I will find a way to save you too. Up and say goodbye like this, I refuse to accept it. So wait for me, I'll absolutely come get you. The fairy tale you've dreamed of isn't over yet.
圭介。そうか。なら、待ってやろうではないか。そして、いつか話の続きを聞かせてくれ。お主がいかにして秘宝を手に入れたのか。カナとどのような未来を築いたのか。わらわの枕元でな。
Yeah, promise. It's a make a promise, I never break it. That's Fantasy Fuda's. My belief.
約束じゃ。いつかまた会おう。わらわの大好きな。
This better not be how this ends. I'm going to find the writers and shoot them. By which I don't mean like, oh, Kana had a kid and kid was Suzuka. That's also bullshit. Like, I want to talk. I was about to talk about something else, but that would have been a big spoiler for anybody who hasn't played the game yet. So I'm not gonna say it. I'm not even gonna mention what game I'm talking about here. I'm just dropping the hint. I've played it on the channel before. No fucking shit. I don't play visual novels outside of recording. But yeah, bullshit. Anyways, Suzuka left us a smile at her final moment and vanished without a sound, almost as if she had melted into the light. It's like nobody had ever been there from the beginning. Kana fell to her knees in front of the axe, same place Suzuka stood seconds before and sobbed. Teardrops splashed off the axe and sparkled on the pouring sunshine. Sparkled in the pouring sunshine. The sun slowly rose overhead and completely enveloped the rooftop with warm light. And warmth felt like my mother's embrace. It was truly, genuinely warm. We later sealed the golden battle axe away and left Rashomon while consoling his sobbing Kana. When we departed, Komakichi had this to say.
僕は誤解をしていたようだ。鈴鹿様は僕以上にカナを思っていた。そして僕や家のことも大切に思ってくれていた。あの人は鬼なんかじゃない。僕の家族だ。もっと謝りたかった。けど鈴鹿様はもういない。
That's not true. I promise to bring Suzuka back someday. Why don't you just apologize when the time comes?
そうか。そうだね。なら僕もおとぎ話に期待しようかな。
He replied and slipped his bear costume back over his head. Must have been his way of declaring that he too would wait for Suzuka. I was sure of it. Maybe he must have hid his teary, broken down face. Couldn't say for sure. That said, Komakichi was a surprisingly shy person. It reminded me of Suzuka. That was how it seemed to me anyway. After that, Komakichi was charged for his crime of plotting to overthrow the Sakagami family. Where did I get Kawakami from? Otome, Akari, and Kana herself intervened, and the matter was settled with Komakichi being sentenced to 2 weeks under house arrest. The ninjas who incited violence by Komakichi were acquitted, and even Kurea was granted amnesty for aiding in Kana's escape. All that was left was how Aoin and I would be dealt with now that our identities had been revealed. Phantom Thief Ura was the mortal enemy of the 3 great families. Arrest the Urabes and recover all the mystic treasures they had hidden in their possession. That was the thinking of the Kibutsumiyas. On the other hand, the Saionji felt Phantom Thief Ura's achievements in the capture of the fake Ura and stopping the unauthorized use of the gold battle axe were grand, and were pushing for amnesty. It sparked conflict between what were originally 2 close families, and even Akari and Otome looked distressed. That was when the head of the Sakagami family, Sakagami Kana, took my hand in front of all the VIPs that had gathered at Kibutsumiya Estate and made a declaration.
私はどなたにも健介さんをお渡しするつもりはありません。それにいくら吉備宮家でも他の家の人間をどうこうする権利はないと思います。
ん？それってどういうこと？
ですから
Kana clutched my shirt with reddened cheeks and looked squarely up to me. Kana had done well. The rest was my job. That's simple. I'm planning to become a Sakagami. I'll be adopted into the family as a son-in-law.
それって本当なの？
はい。幸せになります。
そうなのね。なら、吉備宮家としては何も言えないわね。
When Akari saw the way we held hands and looked at each other, she broke into a sunny smile and made yet another declaration of her own.
吉備宮家次期当主、吉備宮あかりとしてここに宣言するわ。カナとケイスケの縁組に反対する人間はこの私が許さない。
As the head of this family, I will declare anyone who tries to fuck with these two will be beaten to hell and back by me personally. And the masochists will just be thrown out without any kind of beating. You know, don't want them to get the bad idea that going for it is gonna fucking grant their wish of being beaten up, but it'll be fucking a show.
何か文句があるならまず私を通しなさい。通すはずないけどね。
Akari, are you sure?
もちろん。2人の恋路に反対するわけないでしょ。それに鈴鹿にも頼まれたから、あなたたちを、みんなをよろしく頼むってね。
あかりちゃん。では私も宣言しちゃいますね。私の大切なお友達に意地悪するつもりなら西園寺家も黙っていませんよ。
乙女、また勝手な真似を。
すみませんお兄様、ご迷惑をおかけしてしまうと思いますが。
いや、構わん。お前がそうしたいと言うならそうすればいい。それに怪盗浦が坂上家に入るのは悪い話ではない。戦力も増強され、問題も全て片付くだろう。
ですよね。
Otome shot us a smile and Tabahiko squinted endearingly behind his sunglasses. Could be those two were rooting for us too.
拙者たちももちろんお二人を応援するでござるよ。ね、くーにゃん。
だが別に反対する理由はないな。私は坂上家に仕える人間だ。主の意向には従う。それにそうすれば葵のことも救えるだろうしな。くーちゃんありがとう。やっぱり持つべきものは親友だね。抱きつくな。離れろ。
どうやらみんな君たちを応援してくれてるみたいだね。
Also rearrange some stuff here. Sorry about that. I was smiling through her tears as everyone watched over us with warm smiles. Standing before those smiles were all the VIPs who couldn't help but let out massive sighs. They were fully prepared to capture me too. Then again, I couldn't exactly afford to get married while I was still a student. Once Kana and I formally graduated from the academy, I joined the Sakagami Ninja Squadron and underwent my training from the beginning. Joining the Sakagami family meant end of my role as Phantom Divura, and I told Grandpa and my mother the rest.
怪盗浦はいなくなるが、わしらの使命に変わりはない。圭介よ。今度は坂上の忍びとして秘宝を守れ。鈴鹿の代わりに。お前が宮島の守りを務めるのだ。
So he said, then gave me a push on the back. I was grateful to Grandpa and the rest for humoring my selfish whims. And then...
お兄ちゃん、早く早く！急いでお色直ししなきゃ！
Yeah. Oh, he rushed me along, dragging me by the hakama and running down the halls of the Sakagami estate. Time had passed since then, and today was my wedding reception. I thought it was a quieter ceremony, but that's where the distinguished Sakagami family came in. There were apparently all sorts of rituals involved in the reception. Aoi was in the middle of dragging me all over the place to get us through the third wardrobe change. Aoi, I need to take care of something real quick.
おトイレ？いいよ、先に行って準備しておくから。早く済ませてね。
Yeah, sorry. I waved to Aoi, then stood still in the hall. It wasn't so much that I wanted to go to the bathroom, but I stopped right in front of Kana's bedroom. Kana was surely getting changed in a different room at the moment, so a quick peek should be fine, right? Better safe than sorry. This place never changes, huh? Went into Kana's room and took in a deep breath. Since meeting and falling in love with Kana, I'd visited this room many times, but the design of the room never changed. The design of the room never had changed. I'm like keeping this up because I have the odd premonition that he's gonna remember something, and I'm not gonna be too happy about that. There were two miniatures of Rashomon on her desk, and the folding fan she had used in her dance adorned the wall.
ケイスケさん。
Kana? Turned to the voice and found Kana in a simple white robe. Kana saw me, her mouth relaxed, and formed a tiny smile.
どうしたんですか？こんなところで。
I should be asking you that. Weren't you in the middle of changing dresses?
はい。ですが、準備に少し時間がかかるというので、ふとお部屋に戻りたくなったんです。
You know what? I'll be right back, actually. There's still gonna be an after credit scene, so, you know, I'll be right back. Anyways. Let's see, it was basically the same for me. Felt like taking a look at your room all of a sudden. Kana and I simultaneously stood before a full-length mirror and gazed at each other's faces in it. This was somewhat more embarrassing than looking at each other directly. Kana must have felt the same. We smiled to one another with flushed cheeks. Then Kana softly brushed the mirror with her fingers and briefly
ケ
whispered.
イスケさん。鈴鹿様、喜んでくださってるでしょうか？
Yeah, happier than anyone in the world. What she said, seeing you happy was her greatest joy.
はい。そうですね。
Kana shut her eyes, nodded, and slowly leaned against my shoulder. Kana cried almost every day following Suzuka's disappearance. She'd probably cry over many years to come. But
私今すごく幸せです。ですからきっと鈴子様も幸せでいてくれている。
yeah. Yes, Kana was stronger after crying. She turned her teary face into a smile and worked her tail off as the head of the Sakagami family. As Jigumo gone, Suzuka had lost her reason for living and the family had been set free. No one on either side needed to get hurt. One could finally live an ordinary life. However, nobody from the Sakagami family so much as tried to leave the island. The Sakagami family would continue to protect Miyajima, the place Suzuka loved forevermore. It would protect her home.
ああ、こんなところにいた。早くしないと衣装さんに怒られちゃうよ。
Oh yeah, our bad. Be right there.
カーナ、そろそろいいかい？
はい、兄様。ちょっと、熊吉さん。今日くらいはその着ぐるみ脱いだらどうですか？場違いですよ。
だからこそこれをつけるんだよ。祝いの席には可愛いマスコットが必要だろう。
そうですね。じゃあ私はパンダの着ぐるみに
おお、良いではないか。僕のコレクションの一つにパンダの着ぐるみがあるんだよ。こっちに来たまえ。
本当ですか？
Hey, what are you going yay for? Where do you think you're going? Oh, I followed after Kumakichi and left the two of us
行って
behind.
しまいましたね。
Yeah, leaving the bride and groom behind kind of disqualifies them as facilitators.
そうですね。
Kumakichi would be my brother and Oi would be Kana's sister, right? But kind of weird, but also nice at the same time. Oh, and there was one more
で
person.
は、行ってきますね。鈴鹿様。
She turned towards the mirror and directed her smile towards the family member who was no longer with us, and followed after Kumakichi and Aoi. I gave the mirror a soft smile of my own, took Kana's hand and left the room.
それじゃあ改めて
おめでとう。
Damn!
ありがとうございます。
I took in everyone's congratulations while slowly making my way towards Kana, forward with Kana in my arms. The final change in wardrobe came with a wedding dress and tuxedo. It was also upon Kana's request that we decided upon these outfits.
白むくもいいですけど、お洋服もいいですよね。
Got a taste for it thanks to the maid outfit, huh?
ああ、はい。
You're so cute when you get shy, my bride.
ケイスケさんのお嫁さん。
I had a little fun with Kana and poked her cheek. Her cheeks flushed bright red and she shyly hung her head. She was as shy a person as ever, but she was incredibly cute for it. Okay, shall we be off to our honeymoon? What would you think of a trip touring ruins around Japan?
ですが私、この島以外のこと知らなくて、少し怖いです。
It'll be alright. Leave everything to the great Phantom Buddha. I'll show you the way around no matter where we go throughout Japan. As long as you have a place to return to, you'll never be lost. Let's find a treasure that'll save Suzuka.
ケイスケさん。はい、そうですね。なら、ケイスケさんにお任せしちゃいます。
Alright, there it is. Time to take off then! Open the way, everyone!
そんなことしたら恥ずかしいですよ。
Just like they had done when I first met Kana, the ninjas parted left and right and lowered their heads. I carried Kana with me and rushed ahead between them. The difference between now and then was that Kana had me by her side. She had everyone watching over her. And
恥ずかしいですけど、嬉しいです。
Kana could now say that and smile bashfully.
さあ、参りましょう。鈴鹿様を助けに。
You got it! I responded with a laugh, my beloved lady in my arms. No matter how long it took, no matter what hardships awaited us, we would find that treasure. We would absolutely go pick up my other wife. We would absolutely go pick up my other wife together. We exchanged a nod and etched that vow into our hearts. Seems the ending is the same. Felt like I was sinking to the bottom of the deep, deep ocean. For I knew it, my body was floating in midair, and I continued to lightly drift to the colorless sea. Continued to struggle in that cotton-like ocean. This place was warm and comfortable, but it felt like something was missing. Which was why I continued to struggle for dear life. I struggled, reached out, and then... What the fuck is this? Huh? Where the fuck are we? What is this? Why is there the fucking Milky Way in a test tube? Just like that, an unfamiliar ceiling was sprawled out before my eyes. It appeared I was in a small bathtub. I recognized the scenery. This was...
おはようございます、鈴鹿。
Who the fuck are you?
お主は
I shifted my eyes to the sound of the voice and found her smiling
と
Oh,
at
い
me.
うことはここは地獄ではないのじゃな。
久しぶりの再会の言葉がそれですか。相変わらずですね。
She smiled, seeming relieved as she combed her fingers through my hair.
肉体と精神の結合は無事に成功したようです。あなたの体を回収し、治療しておいて正解でした。
どういう意味じゃ。わらわは一体。
話せば長くなりますが、簡単に言うと見つかったのですよ。あなたを救うための秘宝が。
Yeah, it's nice to know and all, but who the fuck are you? Mystic treasure to save me, then.
あなたの魂は元の体。1800年前のあなた自身の体に土雲との戦いであなたは瀕死になり、金のまさかりで肉体と魂を切り離しました。結果、あなたは死なず、いわば生き量として1800年間地上で暮らしてきたのです。ですから器となる肉体の再生が行われれば魂が戻る可能性がありました。あとはそのきっかけが必要でした。
きっかけ。
はい、その点に関しては圭介とカナに感謝してくださいね。あの子たちが魂を定着させる秘宝を見つけなければあなたを元に戻せなかったのですから。
圭介とカナが。
I get it now. That's what it was. Hey, really?
そ
Really?
れでは参りましょうか。
行くってどこにじゃ。
もちろんお二人の元にですよ。外でお待ちですから。
ここに来ておるのか。じゃがそんなことをしたら。
お二人もご承知です。ですがそれでもあなたに会いたいとこの場所を探し出し必ず迎えに行く。その約束を果たすために。どうかしましたか。
いや、そんな。どんな顔をしてあったらよいのか。
Many years had likely passed since then. Locating a mystic treasure that was capable of returning a spirit to its original body couldn't have been an easy task. They found it. It made a fairy tale into a reality, just for me.
今のその顔で会えばきっと大丈夫ですよ。鬼の目にも涙とはよく言ったものです。
バカタレからかうでないわ。それにわらわは涙なんて嫌いじゃ。別れも再会も笑顔で果たす。
Yeah, I couldn't cry. One could smile in happy times like these. One should make merry in the fine times too. That was what Keisuke and Kana had taught me.
それではこちらに。
I nodded and left the dim room. Pure white light enveloped me. It was warm, a sort that was dazzling to the eyes.
鈴鹿様!
I heard a nostalgic voice from beyond the light. She sounded a bit older now, huh? A man, what sort of face should I make when I see them again? Perhaps I could tease them like the old times. Either way, that was something I needed to say.
ただいま。
Took a step forward with a smile on my face so that we may meet again. Hold on. It's night again, now for some reason. Fuck. Anyways, let me just turn this off so I can look at the goddamn album. Oh, I'm retarded. There's a picture of her disappearing, and then the wedding. Those are both CGs. I'm retarded. I was like confused, like, oh well, wait, hold on, there's supposed to be one more CG here. No, there fucking isn't, you massive dumb fuck. You just can't count, apparently. But anyways, yeah. That we're done with Kana-Route. I personally would have actually liked to see a CG for the reunion. I feel like that would have been fitting. Also, since that would also answer the question that I personally have about what the original Suzuka looks like. Because there's a chance that her quote-unquote spirit body, let's say, the one that we saw, disappear, looks so much like Kana because she's been with her long enough to where her spirit has been affected to a degree to quote-unquote fit the form, I guess. So there's always the chance that the real her actually looks different, you know? So that would have actually been very interesting to find out, you know. Quite intrigued to know all that. But alas, apparently I don't get that. Either way. Yeah. That's the fucking Kana-Route. I like her. I like her better than Kureha. Quite frankly, I like Suzuka more than Kana. Actually, kinda. They're both great. Don't get me wrong. It's just that Suzuka has a slight edge over Kana to me. Yeah, I would have liked like a CG of like an aged up Kana and an aged up Keisuke as they finally are reunited with Suzuka. Since they just really do not have any interest in showing aged up versions of the characters. Like, come on! You said it was like literally like multiple years in the future when they get married. It would make sense for them to actually like, be aged up a little. Like, apparently, literally, like, finished school, then entered the Sakagami Ninja Squadron, trained up from the start again, and then got married. Like, that's a few years. At the very least, at the very least, probably 3 or so. That is assuming he literally finishes his training in 1 year because of Phantom Thief Ura shenanigans. Yeah. Cowards give me aged up versions of characters as adults, happily married, possibly with children. Cowards. Anyway, so next time we'll be starting Akari's route, so I hope you guys look forward to that, and I will actually be recording tomorrow since the D&D session has been pushed to Thursday. So instead of no recording tomorrow, I'll be not recording on Thursday. Bye.